All right, hello once again, Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and I've been going over the PowerPoint presentations for Murock's Android Programming 2nd Edition by Joel Murock for the AWD1112 or 1112 Java programming class. We're all the way up to Chapter 16 of 19, and Chapter 16 is how to work with app widgets. An app widget can display an app's most important information on a device's home screen. This can allow a user to work with an app without even starting it. Android typically includes several built-in widgets such as the analog clock, the power control, and different music widgets. In this chapter, we learn how to build an app widget for the task list app. And what this will do will be to display the 3 oldest tasks from the app. So we have 2 applied objectives here. Given an app that includes an app widget, add the app widget to your home screen. Create, configure, register, and test an app widget. We also have 3 knowledge objectives. Describe what an app widget looks like and what it can do. Describe the difference between an app icon and an app widget. And name at least one app widget that's typically included on an Android device. So what's shown in figure 16.1 on pages 502 and 503 and on the screen here is a home screen that has 3 app widgets and 7 app icons. So here are the app icons. All right, and here, and here are the widgets. Now you'll notice that it's possible that, in fact, each of them occupies more than one cell. All right. The one that we care about is our task app widget, which just displays the 3 most current tasks. So you can click on the task list icon to start the task list app. If you want to remove an app from the home screen, you can do that by long clicking on it, which means hold down on the mouse for more than at least 2 or 3 seconds. Then you can drag it to the remove icon that appears at the top of the screen. This doesn't uninstall the app, but it removes it from the home screen. When you install an app that includes app widgets, these app widgets are installed on your device but aren't usually displayed on the home screen. But you can add app widgets to the home screen. Okay, you display all your apps, then you click the Widgets tab to display all app widgets, swipe right or left to find the one you're looking for, long click the app widget and drag it to the home screen. And if I said that too fast, it is explained in detail on the bottom of page 503. So how do you create these? Well, figure 16.2 on pages 504 and 505 show how to create the layout for an app widget. To start with, you can use the graphical editor like you would for any other kind of layout. But an app widget only uses the widgets that are supported by the Remote Views class, which supports many common widgets like the text view and button widgets, but it doesn't support edit text or checkbox widgets. A little more about that later. The layout for the task list app widget, which is shown here on the screen and also on pages 504 and 505, it uses a vertical linear layout to display 4 text view widgets. The first text view widget displays the title of the app, and the next 3 are the 3, well, they say oldest tasks, but I thought it was the newest tasks. When you create the layout for a widget, it's considered a good design guideline to add approximately 8 dps of padding to the widgets, so there's some space between that and the other widgets and the edge of the screen. So you can use the graphical editor to work with the layout for an app widget. The layout of the app widget can only use widgets that are supported by the Remote Views class. So again, does support the text view and button widgets, does not support edit text and checkbox widgets. Android 4.0 API 14 and later automatically add padding to the app widgets, but if you're using an older browser, you'll manually have to add it. So, on pages 508 and 509, figure 16.3 shows how to modify the database class, in other words, the task list DB class, to support the app widget. To do that, the database class sends a broadcast whenever it modifies the data in the task table. That way, the class for the app widget can receive the broadcast and then update the widget accordingly. The database class also contains a method named getTopTaskNames that make it easy to get the task names that are displayed in the widget. Figure 16.4, which is on pages 510 and 511, 512 and 513, show how to code a provider class for the app widget, which extends the app widget provider class. Within this class, the onUpdate method contains the code that sets up the app widget and displays it on the user interface. This method, the onUpdate method, accepts three parameters. All right, a context object, an app widget manager object, and an array of IDs for all app widgets for this provider. The code begins by looping through all of the app widgets for the provider. This is necessary because a user can add multiple instances of a widget to the home screen. While you're inside of the loop here, the first two statements create a pending intent for the task list activity, where the third statement creates a remote views object that stores the layout. Next, the fourth statement sets the listener for the widget, so clicking on it starts the task list activity, and the fifth and sixth statements use the task list DB class to get an array of task names. Within this particular method, within the onReceive method, okay, the code begins by checking whether the intent is the task modified intent that's broadcast by the database class. If so, it updates the app widget. For most app widgets, you need to only provide or override the onUpdate and onReceive methods of the app widget provider class to get the widget to work the way you want it to work. But the class also provides onEnabled, onDeleted, and onDisabled methods, which, if necessary, you can provide code for those as well. Figure 16.5 that's here, on pages 514 and 515 show how to configure an app widget by adding an info file to the res XML directory. The initial layout attribute specifies the layout for the app widget. So to configure an app widget, you can add an info file for the app widget to this directory. Before you can use the app widget, you must register it. And as typically happens, when you want to register something, you add that kind of an element, in this case a receiver element, to the Android manifest.xml file, as shown in figure 16.6 on pages 516 and 517, and also on the slide here. After you install the app widget, you should test it. To do that, you can run the app to install the app widget on a device. Then you can add the app widget to the home screen as described earlier. So again, this was just meant to get you started on the road to being able to understand app widgets. There's more to discuss. There's more to be found. There's more in developer.android.com. In the next lecture, so this ends section 4, the next lecture begins section 5. Section 5 are the last 2 chapters in the book, which are chapters 17 and 18. So in sections 1 through 4, you learn the skills you need to develop Android apps. Chapter 17 shows several ways to deploy most apps, including how to publish an app on the Google Play Store, whereas Chapter 18 develops another app called the Run Tracker app, which tracks a device's location and displays it on a map. So I will be back with how to deploy an app. Granted, this was a very short video, but I will be back with the next one shortly.